Dear friends, I am Monia, Assistant Professor in Department of Electronics and Instrumentation Engineering, Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology, Coimbatore. Now let us see about the topic energy. So the renewable energy resource is an essentially inaccessible energy resource on a human time scale. So first type of energy is the passive solar heating. It captures the sunlight directly with the structure and converts it to low temperature heat for space heating. So the main advantages is that it is saving money and it can create 2 to 5 more jobs per unit of electricity. It can also eliminate or reduce the fossil fuel usage, and the pollution is very less and it is having less environmental damage. The main disadvantages is that it is very expensive for initial cost, and aesthetically it is not pleasing, and it is having the latitude section. Our next type is the active solar heating. It is specially designed collectors that absorb solar energy, and a fan or pump distributes energy to parts of a building to meet space or water heating needs. So again, it is having the same advantages and disadvantages of the previous types. Our next type is the solar power tower. In this, the huge arrays of computer controlled mirrors that track the sun and focus sunlight on a central heat collection tower. So the main advantages is that the cost will drop as the technology is getting improved. And the main disadvantages is that the cost is very high to build initially. Our next type is solar thermal plant. The sunlight is collected and focused on oil-filled pipes that run through the middle of the curved solar collectors. So the main advantages is that it can generate temperatures high enough for industrial processes, and it can also supply backup electricity, and it is cheaper than the nuclear energy. So the main disadvantages is that the central receivers are too expensive to operate. Our next type is the solar cooker. This kind of cooker focuses and concentrates sunlight in a box, typically covered in glass, to trap infrared radiation waves to cook food in rural villages in developing countries. So the main advantages is that it doesn't go for deforestation, and the disadvantages is that 2 to 4 hours to cook average meal. And next type is the biomass. It is the organic matter in plants produced through photosynthesis and can be burned directly as a solid fuel or converted into a gas or liquid fuel. So it is a burning wood, agricultural waste like sugarcane residue or straw, and urban waste, biofuels like biogas, liquid ethanol and liquid methanol. So what are the advantages of going for this biomass is that it is potentially renewable resource, and it is having less air pollutants released and a decrease in use of fossil fuel usage, moderate high net energy yield. Some of the disadvantages of biomass is that removal of trees depletes the soil nutrients. Second one is the soil erosion, flooding, loss of wildlife habitats, large land area will be needed, heavy fertilizer usage, and reduces the biodiversity, and it also reduces the ecological integrity. So these are all some of the disadvantages of the biomass. So these are all some of the type of energy which can be used. Thank you, friends.